now proudly presented on SNME. That's Sunday night's main event, Patreon and free feed. Hey guys, what's going on? It's your host, your boy, George Mackay, back here on another MLW Rewind. And as you know, I never do it alone. I always do this with my ever joyous fisherman cap wearing friend, my brother in arms, the one and only Uncle Bobby B.
Hoi, hoi, hoi. How's it going, buddy?
Sound a little bit more joyous. Jesus.
I'm sorry. I apologize if I am below my usual standard of excellence and exuberance, dealing with the loss of a pet and some other stuff. It's got me down. And I didn't want to not do the episode though, because something I enjoy and it takes my mind off stuff, just, watching an hour of wrestling and talking about an hour of wrestling with you. So again, I apologize if I maybe sounded a little flat, less than emotive, but I suffer from chronic major depressive disorder, so that is just part of my life occasionally. But thank you for listening, tuning in, bearing with us, no matter where you are tuning in from. We appreciate you.
150%. Hey, listen, 150%. And if you guys are listening on SNME, welcome. If you're watching on YouTube, welcome. And if you're listening where you get your awesome ear candy, welcome, 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 welcome. Okay, let's get into the rewind, shall we? Beginning of this episode, we get a little recap, kind of a vignette, if you will, of the feud between the Bomaye Fight Club and the World Titan Federation, WTF for short. And much like Joe Dabrowski said, no, it does not stand for the words that you think it stands for. It literally stands for World Titan Federation. It just conveniently comes out WTF. Now, at the beginning of this episode, we get a sweet promo from Matt Cardona and Steph DeLander. They got a promo on Kane. Kane is a boy. Cardona is a man. Cardona dealt with the big rig machine. They put him through hell. But he is the rightful king of New York. He's going to walk in with the Internet Championship, and he's going to walk out with the MLW World Championship. It's going to be a big group hug. Everyone, his dad, his brothers, his sisters, Steph, MSL, you come too. It's going to be a big group hug because he is the champ. Then, now, and forever. Now, obviously, we know exactly who he's taking shots at with those three words, but still, regardless, this promo was a great way to kick it off. It was high energy, and it just stayed with the flow of the entire episode. But this was a great way to kick it off when literally, guys, we are 1 week out from One Shot. That's right. December 7th. We get One Shot on Fight Plus. So there will be no fusion, obviously. It's going to be One Shot. So Rob and I will probably get together early on in the week if possible, and we'll run down a prediction show for that. So stay tuned for that. Keep your ears locked and loaded. But Rob, what did you think of this promo from Cardona and Steph? I mean, Steph had a few words. Kane had a great promo later on to counteract this promo. We'll get to that though. But what did you think about this promo from the Indie God?
Yeah, not to jump ahead, but I think the only thing topping this promo was Kane's promo.
Absolutely.
But yeah, typical. I mean, Matt Cardona, I think he's an underrated worker. But if there's one thing he can do, it's cut a promo. So, typical, exactly what I expected. Getting Steph DeLander's in there, putting her over a little bit, DeLander, and yeah, setting the tone for this fight. The way he's framing it, he's pretty confident going into this match. So it'd be interesting to see if that confidence backfires in front of your dad. And oof,
brothers, sisters, grandparents, cousins, friends. He listed almost every member of his family. Like, really didn't hold. The only person he didn't list was his wife. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, I noticed that too. But
well, Kane also mentioned that in his promo a little bit later on. But again, we'll get
aren't
to
you married?
Yeah. We'll get to first match on the card is a Thumbtack Pit of Death match. That's right. It's the Callings Cannonball versus, I'm not going to say SGC's Jimmy Lloyd, because even though he's joined the fight, he's not really a member of SGC. Jimmy Lloyd is essentially a lone wolf in this situation, but he versus Jimmy Lloyd. And the start of this match was the star of this match was the Thumbtacks from very early on, from Cannonball dunking Jimmy Lloyd's head into the pit of Thumbtacks, and Jimmy Lloyd coming up with about I want to say at least a dozen or more thumbtacks all in the center of his skull. But Jimmy Lloyd gets Cannonball back, though, as he takes the palm of his right hand and literally grinds it into that pit of thumbtacks, where we see literally he looked like Marv in Home Alone 2, except instead of pennies around his hands, it was just all kinds of thumbtacks.
He had 15 thumbtacks in the palm of his hand at least.
At least. And then, of course, the standard with thumbtacks is if you're not going to get back body dropped onto them, you're going to get them put in your mouth with a nice little uppercut. Jimmy Lloyd also got that. He was bleeded and busted open early, but it didn't stop the fight in Lloyd. This actually spilled to the back, where a ever sadistic Ricky Shane Page was waiting. But guess what? Akira was also waiting for Ricky. So it kind of helped neutralize Cannonball and Ricky's 2-on-1 on Lloyd. We get back outside to the arena, and Cannonball now is kind of wavering, teetering on the apron of the rope right in front of the pit of thumbtacks. With about 4 chair shots from Jimmy Lloyd, he finally puts the big man down through the pit of thumbtacks for the win. And to quote Matt Stryker, that much flesh is only going to be poked and prodded. Cannonball looked like a Thanksgiving Day turkey with a whole lot of thermometers sticking out of him when it was all said and done. He had thumbtacks everywhere, probably in some places where we couldn't see. I'm sure there was a lot of fun for the MLW doctors in the back. Rob,
Yeah, those loose fitting overalls he's wearing, like they're dropping in there.
Yeah, not the best choice of ring attire. I mean, I get it. That's his ring attire. But for something like this, like Jimmy Lloyd, he usually comes out in like loose kind of track pants when he's fighting. He came out in tight jeans. He knew what he was getting into. He's trying to protect and keep that skin as tight as he possibly could.
He had the kick pads on. He knew.
Yeah, he had the kick pads on. Yeah, I mean, he did cut off the sleeves on his shirt. Not like that would have helped because he's wearing a t-shirt anyways. But regardless, Cannonball not really, I guess, preparing for this match as he should have. But I love this match. I thought it was a great, again, to go with the high energy promo of Cardona. This match was a great way to kick off an awesome hour, and it just kept getting better and better. But what did you think of this match as a whole? I enjoyed it. It wasn't match of the night for me. We'll get to that a little bit later, but this match was enjoyable as hell.
Well, a little bit of variety, right? Like the stuff you don't necessarily see a lot of on MLW TV. Thumbtacks, real penetration there with those thumbtacks. I thought it was a fun match with SGC adjacent Jimmy Lloyd. He's a friend of ours, but he's a connected guy. He's not fully SGC, but he's a connected guy. So he's a fan favorite for sure. The crowd loves Jimmy Lloyd. So anytime I get to see him work, it's a pleasure. He enjoys what he does. And even Stryker said, like, pretty mild mannered, actually pretty nice guy outside of the ring, but get in the ring with Jimmy Lloyd and you're asking for it.
Absolutely. Okay, so we also get another recap of the Tony Deppen suspension fiasco and the announcement that he'll be returning to MLW in-ring action in 2 weeks. He'll be taking on Nola Catano, who is looking for some vengeance after the 3-on-1 assault from Griffin McCoy, TJ Crawford, and the man who may or may not have been Tony Deppen. Again, we can't prove or deny it, but there was a 3-on-1 assault that took place, and Nolo's going to be looking for some vengeance against Tony Deppen, and that should be a fantastic match. I'm looking to see what Catano does with a vet like Deppen in that match. We also get a recap of Steph DeLander and the kiss heard around the world. That's right, with Vance Warner at the end of Fightland, screwing him and getting him removed from MLW in the Loser Leaves MLW match.
Screwing him not in the way we all thought.
No, not screwing him that way, but screwing him basically choosing money over love. That's essentially what Steph DeLander did.
Can't blame her.
No, you can't really blame her. Absolutely not. But we also get a recap of him saying goodbye last week to Manders. But he announced that Good Brother 3, that's right, Good Brother number 3, I have to be specific, would be showing up to help out SGC if they wanted it. We get a promo for Manders, and he's going to miss Mance. He's going to miss everything that Mance did for him. But just then, Mask Good Brother number 3, he makes his entrance. And he looks a lot like someone I know. Now, I'm not sure, I can't put my finger exactly on it, but he announces that he's come out of retirement and he's never going to hang up the boots again. And he talks about all his accolades. He's traveled all over the world, Puerto Rico, France. He's been in the ring with Buddy Rogers to Ric Flair, and he's there to help SGC cause chaos if they would allow him. Manders seems to accept as he takes a cold beer out of the already opened 12-pack. So Good Brother number 3 probably had a beer walking over to where Manders was. But they kind of give a little cheers. and they go off camera to start drinking and causing some chaos. But good brother number 3, I guess, has joined SGC. And like I said, Rob, I can't really be specific, but man, he reminds me a lot of someone.
You know what the best part about it is that there's not even the slightest, tiniest bit of effort.
No, absolutely.
To switch up the character. It's just Manson a mask. That's mask good brother number 3, and that's good. I like that. He's not coming in talking different or like dressing different persona. That's not Mance Warner. That's masked good brother number 3.
It looks like
it's great.
It looks like he left the Thanksgiving Day goodbye that we saw and literally went over to his car and put the mask on and went out to grab beer, and it just came back because he's wearing the same jacket. You know what would have been really great is if he put the mask on and then put the Mance Warner hat on top of the mask. I think that would have been the piece de resistance for sure. 150% would have been amazing. All right, next match on the card, we get I don't know, Joe Dombrowski and Matt Striker said it was a tornado tag, started off like a tornado tag, but then it was just a standard tag match. But we get an amazing match here with the main event versus Lucky 13 and Austin Luke and Wasted Youth. Dylan McKay, not related to me, but he should be. And Marcus Mathers. Now, Marcus Mathers, I have seen work. Dylan McKay, I'm not too adverse with, but I will say this. What a fucking match. Everybody got their work in. The double teams were flying left, right, and center. It was incredible to watch. And Wasted Youth scored a huge victory in their debut. And I feel like these kids are special, man. Again, Dylan McKay only 24. Marcus Mathers is only 20 years old. And these guys know how to work. And Dylan McKay, like I said, he impressed the hell out of me with that huge win. And then after the match, Joe Dombrowski doing a little double duty, doing a little backstage interviewing. I guess Sam Laterna not in the building, but he catches up with Wasted Youth. And McKay and Mathers say they've been looking for a place where they can no longer be, they're not the outcast. And they've been looking for a place with the hottest tag team division. And now MLW just got a little hotter with the addition of Wasted Youth. And I couldn't agree more. You look at the tag division right now, you got the main event, you got Wasted Youth. I wouldn't mind seeing Luke and Lucky 13 come back again. You've got WTF and whatever, I guess, tags they decide to throw together. You've also got Bomaye Fight Club in there that can go. This division that we were talking about for so long was underbuilt and underlooked after, has now become one of the focal points of MLW. So I want to give a shout out to MLW for that, because not like they pay attention or listen to whatever we have to say. They do know we exist and we appreciate their love and support. We know the roster knows we exist. MLW was our sponsor for last week's episode. And again, shout out to those guys for that. And don't forget, guys, you can go back in the archives, check out that episode and still donate to St. Jude's so we can get those kids some much needed medical attention over the holidays. But honestly and truly, we talked about it a few times on Rewind, how that tag division was just kind of stagnant. It only had 2 or 3 teams at the time, and it was a lot of the Von Erichs and a lot of Team Filthy, and then it just kind of went away. But now it's back in a big way, and they've done a great job of maintaining that heavyweight division, really beefing up that middleweight division after they lost a huge couple of middleweights. And now they've also built up this tag division and the featherweight division. Like, it's clicking on all cylinders. They've really put the effort into bringing in some incredible talents on all facets of each division. So I gotta give them a shout out to that. But Rob, what did you think of the match? And what did you think of the after promo with Wasted Youth?
Yeah, well, I'm going to give a shout out here to Matty D'Angelo. And if you are outside of Ontario, you're not going to know who Matty D'Angelo is, but he's a fan here in Ontario. Super nice guy. One of the, if the wrestling world was full of fans like Matty, we would be in a great place. And Matty is a big fan of Marcus Mathers. And I would see him posting on Facebook for the last year or more, just appreciation posts. He does it for a lot of people. Main event as well, he did recently. And it was nice to see the interaction with him and Midas on that. But he's always pushing Marcus Mathers. And now that I've finally had a chance to see him in MLW, and seen some of his other stuff, like Wasted Youth has been working in GCW. So they're pretty well known, and they are over. And man, yeah, these kids can go 20 and 24. Like, the world is your oyster, guys. You're gonna go far in this business. And they looked fantastic. That was a fun match. I like that. I liked that the main event didn't take the pin, because as we said, like, they're not looking bad, per se. It's just they're putting everybody over, and we like to see them get 1 or 2 in the win column. So at least they didn't directly take the loss here. And then shout out to Lucky 13.
Well, yeah, shout out. I was going to say that the guy with the most amount of experience in this match in Lucky 13, he actually took the pinfall. So that shows that better leadership of him, right? Now, I wouldn't mind seeing Lucky 13 back. I know of him. I've watched a couple of his matches. He's good. I would not mind. And his protege is fantastic. That Austin Luke kid has got a great upside and also a great head of hair. He really does.
Yeah.
He has Prince like Kevin Nash hair, like circa 97, man. Like the wave to this. Yeah, it was good. I dug it. Okay. I dug it, man. I dug it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're from the Northeast, that's where we'll most likely have the familiarity with you because, you know, Northeast US is pretty close to Toronto.
Yeah. I like that, Toronto. All right, well, how about this? We get an Alex Hammerstone expose talking about the crushing loss at Never Say Never and the basically not returning to the company since that loss. And then the back and forth on his release. Would they release him? Would they not release him? And then he resurfaces as at Fightland under a new banner, under the WTF banner. And, you know, Joe Dombrowski says, people are asking why, Hammer, why? And Joe Dombrowski's words, it's because he sold out. That was the end of the expose. Powerful words from Joe Dombrowski. He always does these great exposés. But Rob, what do you think about Joe Dombrowski's stance on Alex Hammerstone? Did he sell out, or did he just move to where somebody could appreciate him a little bit more than he felt? I'm not saying I agree with him, but that he felt MLW was appreciated.
You know what this is to me? This is like when Hollywood Hogan joined the NWO.
Absolutely.
Because you have a guy here who was synonymous with MLW. He's lost, I think, what did Joe say? Second loss in the last like 5 years. 5 years.
5 years. 2 losses in 5 years.
Yeah. I mean, he's been the guy at MLW, and you know, didn't feel like he was getting the respect he deserved from the management, and pulled that heel turn on us all. And it was a bit like, this is a big deal. This guy is MLW, and he's now just completely flipped to the opposite side. So I am intrigued by these developments. I want to see how they go with this. I like heel Hammer better personally.
I agree. But you really didn't answer my question. Do you think Joe Dombrowski was right? Did he sell out?
No, he didn't sell out. It's not about money. It's about being appreciated.
Okay, fair enough. So yeah, no, absolutely, I agree with you on the whole NWO angle, the lights going off, and then, oh my God, Hammerstone's the third band. Like, that's exactly what it was. He was the third member introduced of WTF. So it made sense, right? You had Cardona first, then Lawlor, then, oh my God, Alex Hammerstone is the third man. And I actually believe when he came in, no, it's too bad he didn't do a leg drop. When he came in, he did the double middle fingers and then just went after Kane. But if he had done the leg drop, it would have been a great homage. 100%. WTF cuts a promo. It's classic 80s at its best with the giant WTF logo behind them. MSL with Hammerstone and Lawlor and Josh Bishop, who I call the Hammerstone from Wish. But I actually do like the kids. Moxie, we got to see him work in the ring, and he does cut a pretty mean promo. But St. Laurent is saying that he's building a team of Titans. Lawlor says, where could you find anyone else with the masculinity, the vascularity, and the testosterone of a Josh Bishop? Bishop says Bomaye is going to bow down to the Titans. And Hammerstone says Bomaye is manufactured marketing by MLW. And he can't wait to step into the ring with these posers and wannabes and show them what a real faction looks like. And that match does happen in our main event later tonight. But great promo, the WTF logo behind them, total very nostalgic feel to this promo. It reminded me of, you know, one of my favorite promos from back in the day when Jimmy Hart turned on the Hart Foundation. And Bret Hart's talking about how Jimmy Hart stole 10% of their money, and he calls him a bloodsucker. And then Jim the Anvil just grabs him and he goes, "Cool down, baby, cool down. That's 10% more. We're gonna punch him. That's 10% more. We're gonna knock him." And it was so nostalgic. I loved everything about this promo. Rob, what do you got?
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at your Jim Neidhart there.
Well, but that's the way he does it. Like, if you go back to promo, he's very calm. He's like, Cool down, baby, cool down.
Yeah. Josh Bishop, man. I had to look him up because I didn't know too much about him, but I saw he looks like he's done a lot of work with AIW over in Ohio, which
Yes.
everybody pretty much knows AIW at this point.
Well, he's an Ohio boy, right? They
Yeah, he's
they just Ohio breeds wrestlers, man. I don't know what it is. They just breed them.
something in the water over there. I
Has
don't
to
know
be.
what it
Has
is.
to be, man.
But yeah, I liked this whole group promo. It brought back, some memories of the old school days of how promos used to be cut. So I definitely enjoyed that.
Absolutely. All right. And finally confirmed at one shot. We already knew that Rocky Romero was going to be putting the middleweight title on the line against Matt Cardona, but he's also going to be putting the world historic welterweight title on the line. This is official. Both titles will be on the line, one shot. Rocky Romero versus Mascarado 2.0. And, it's good to see that this was confirmed. And we also get a promo from Selena and Rocky saying that he is the gold standard in professional wrestling. And Dorado better say all the prayers he can because he's going to need all the help he can get when he goes one-on-one with Rocky Romero, with Selena smiling all giddy behind her crown jewel of Hermosillo Dorado. So, Rob, we now know both belts are official. We're going to run through all the matches from one shot a little bit later today. We could even do a prediction show if we wanted to, like an extra 10 minutes, but that's up to Rob how he feels. But regardless, what do you think about now this being official that both titles will be on the line?
Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Uh, both titles are going to be on the line. I'm pretty stoked for this because I really like Rocky Romero, and Mascara Dorada has really impressed with what we've seen of him so far. I just think it's great that Mascara Dorado, which is gold mask, if I'm not mistaken, and then you have Promociones Dorado, which is gold promotions. A lot of Dorado and Dorada flying around here lately. And then you have Rocky Romero, the gold standard. Gold is clearly the color of the day, the material of the element of the day.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, yeah. I'm looking forward to this. I love me some lucha, so
Absolutely. Both of us love lucha. And don't forget, guys, one shot is Thursday, December 7th, 8 p.m. on Fight Plus. So get that subscription. And if you sign up the day of, you get that pay-per-view for free, and you get everything that they have in their library for free for an entire week. So it's a great price point. Featherweight action, we got Gia Scott taking on Zayda. That's right, Zayda Steel, but they just went by Zayda. Gia Scott pretty much had firm control of this match until some underhandedness, if you will, by Zayda. The eye rake, the double pull of the hair, the use of the ropes to get leverage for the 1, 2, 3, and Zayda steals the win. And Joe Dombrowski steps in the ring to kind of get more about Zayda and her new attitude change. And he's interrupted by MSL, who says, don't answer any of his questions. And with Burn of the Night, tells Joe Dombrowski to get his preferred Jeffrey Dahmer looking son of a bitch ass out of the ring. God fucking damn. Holy shit. I felt the burn.
Yeah, and Striker's laughing it up.
Oh, it was so...
the Jeffrey Dahmer. You could tell Striker's one of those guys that's like, oh man, if I wouldn't get canceled, I could say so many funny jokes. But like, yeah, I couldn't believe the Jeffrey Dahmer thing. I kind of laughed and I felt bad about it.
Yeah, I did. I felt bad about it too, but it was MSL burn of the week. Actually, burn of the year. That was God damn it.
Poor Joe. He is like the Gorilla Monsoon, just taking all the punishment from the Bobby Heenan that is Matt Striker.
Absolutely. Well, we get an impromptu sessions by Saint Laurent, and he says that Zayda, she could be the first featherette, as he called her. She's a 10, she's a diva, and she's a ruthless bitch. And if she wants to make money, she should be the first one to sign this contract. She grabs the contract, looks it over. Her eyes are very wide at the undisclosed number on the contract, and she says, well, these people just don't get it. They suck. Philadelphia sucks. Their basketball team and their football team suck. And you know what? Your guys, your boys, she says to MSL, are money. And you and I together, we are money. So let's make some money. And she goes ahead and signs on the dotted line. So we get some, impromptu sessions, but an also impromptu signing. And Zayda is the newest member of the WTF. So now, not do they only have a bunch of heavyweights, they also have featherweight and Zayda, but Steph Delander could also step in that division if she really wanted to. But WTF growing the numbers very, very quickly. And I love everything about it. I love everything about it, how quickly they are just massing this army. And what do you got on that? What do you got on the impromptu sessions and the newest signee, if you will, to the WTF?
Yeah, Zayda, she's been looking good. I think she had one or maybe two matches before this with MLW.
This was her second match in MLW.
Second one,
First
okay.
one was a loss. The second one had the new attitude change and the steal of the win over Gia Scott.
Yeah, it was almost a little bit Becca-esque with her attitude. So I you know how much I like Becca. So
yes, we all do.
Now they have a featherette. So they're moving in multiple divisions. And one of the nice things about having these factions like this is the tag team division gets even more stacked because you can really have any iteration of those factions. You could have, Kane and Mr. Thomas, or Mr. Thomas and Jay Bougie against Hammerstone and Tom Lawlor, or Tom Lawlor and Josh Bishop, or so. Like, it opens up more tag team possibilities. So I enjoy the faction heavy scene that's happening right now.
I was on the fence about it before. I think I gave my 2 cents about it, but the more and more I see how they're building the storyline, and it really is two powerhouse factions with Promocios Dorado not in the back of it, but it's third. They're comfortable, but Promocios Dorado has kind of seeds planted in every division, minus the heavyweight right now. But they have firm control over two divisions, having the middleweight title and the featherweight title in their hands. So now WTF is obviously looking to dip their toe into the featherweight pool. We got a promo from Alex Kane, arguably promo of the night. He says at one shot, he only needs one shot, Cardona. Cardona has been messing with his family, and he can't have that. Cardona is going to get sent to Suplex Island. Steph Delander, the knockoff China, is going to get sent to Ho Island. And MSL, that wannabe Fat Joe, he's going to get sent to Fat Camp. And that is on Bomaye. And this promo was fucking fire. The intensity that is Alex Kane. Every minute, Alex Kane is getting better. Every minute, Alex Kane is just more intense. Every minute, Alex Kane is showing why he is the leader of the Bomaye Fight Club. And without a doubt, Alex Kane hit the ground running on this promo, and he did not slow down. And like I said, this entire episode was all kinds of energy. As I say that, he fucking yawns right in front of me. But all kinds of energy. What did you think about Alex Kane, you yawning son of a bitch?
Well, excuse me, some of us didn't get a whole lot of sleep yesterday, George.
Neither did I, buddy. And I got micromanaged all kinds today at work because my boss can't let anything go because he's a power hungry. I'm not even going to get into that. So anyways, go ahead.
You work for WWE? I didn't know that.
Sometimes it feels like it. Definitely does.
Sorry, started talking about yawning. Where were we? Alex Kane.
Alex Kane's
promo.
Oh, there you go.
Alex Kane doing Alex Kane things. I don't mean this as an insult. I don't even think he has to try at this point.
No.
I think it's just flowing out of him like water, just supernatural. Just he can turn it on in a heartbeat. He's got a way with words. He's got his own style. The kid's just gone from strength to strength to strength. Love it. Alex Kane can't do wrong right now.
Absolutely. We got a promo from Tom Lawlor. Says he can't wait to get his hands on the Bomaye Fight Club later tonight. And the fans are in for a real holiday treat because he's going to send Bomaye packing back to that treasure trove that is Dog King. And then he said he's looking into the future. That's right. He's looking at one shot at Satoshi Kojima. And he is going to be sending him back east in a pine box at one shot, proving that he is without a doubt the most influential MLW champion of all time. Strong words from Tom Lawlor, a strong promo. The glasses, my only beef with this, the glasses were 3 sizes too small for his face. But hey, that's Tom Lawlor's journey. That's his journey on that. But Rob, what do you got on this one? What do you think about Tom Lawlor's promo and his strong words towards Bomaye Fight Club and Kojima?
Not a bad promo. Tom can cut a promo. Like he's pretty natural with stuff. Excuse me. But I'm more excited to see Satoshi Kojima back in MLW than anything else right now. That dude is a legend, and he's been around a number of years. He won't be around forever. OG MLW champion. So this is quite the homecoming after 20 years.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. That's one of the matches I'm looking forward to. And speaking of one shot, let's run down the control center. So these are the matches that are listed. Probably it, unless they announce something on social media later on. But this is the match card as we know it. The first thing is that Saint Laurent is going to be having a bodybuilding contest. That's right, at one shot. He's going to be finding who is the most tanned, the most vascular, the most testosterone fueled bodybuilders, and he'll be judging it, I guess. I don't really know everything, but he announced it during the One Shot Control Center. What do you got? What do you got?
Did you notice that he called it an annual bicentennial?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So bicentennial's 50 years, right?
Yes.
So it's going to be every year and every 50 years. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes. He also said that he was working with the Chinese to get a hologram of Aretha Franklin to sing America the Beautiful, but that fell through. But don't you worry, there will be an American Idol star to sing America the Beautiful. Now, when he said American Idol, and knowing that Saint Laurent is cheap when it comes to everything but the talent that he signs, honestly and truly, the first name that came to my mind was William Hung. That's the first name that came to mind.
That would be, I mean, Aretha Franklin, WrestleMania 3, America the Beautiful. I see where they're
Absolutely.
going with that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. He tried to get a hologram, but it fell through. Fell through. I guess the technology wasn't 100% to his liking. But I don't know. If he brings out William Hung, I'm going to die. I'm going to die of laughter. So we know our main event is Alex Kane versus Matt Cardona for the World Heavyweight Championship. We also know that Satoshi Kojima is going to face Filthy Tom Lawlor. We also know that
Miyu Yamashita.
Thank you. Is going to be taking on Del Miexo for the Princess of Princess title. That should be a great match. We also know that Ricochet Page is going to take on Jimmy Lloyd for that open weight strap. And we know, obviously, Rocky Romero and Masca Dorado for both championships there. And this card is fantastic. We also know the featherweight, but I guess I didn't grab it, so my apologies, the screenshot. But Janai Kai throwing down Makito for the featherweight championship. So this is a stacked card. This is probably, out of all their cards they put together, this one is the one that I mean, they all had bang for their bucks. Every match card was electric. Again, Fatu versus Kane at Fightland, that 48-minute barn burner was absolutely incredible. I don't think there's a match on this card that's going to live up to that, but they're definitely going to entertain the hell out of us. But man, this card is looking great, and December 7th, Thursday, cannot come soon enough. I'm looking so forward to it. 150%. And without that, further ado, it's main event time. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. So main event is a 6-man tag, and it is the Bomaye Fight Club versus the stars of WTF. First off, we have Filthy Tom Lawlor, Alex Hammerstone, and Josh Bishop, and they are taking on Jay Bougie, O'Shea Edwards, and Mr. Thomas. And great fucking match. Mr. Thomas with the suicide dive, corkscrew off the top.
That was wild.
That was insane for a 6'5" guy to do that. Landing on his feet was incredible. Jay Bougie with that springboard cutter on Tom Lawlor. O'Shea Edwards just throwing down the hammers on Bishop was awesome. The brawl at the beginning was incredible. The brawl in the middle was incredible. Hammerstone did hit the Nightmare Pendulum, though, on Jay Bougie. And Tom Lawlor went for the pin for the 1-2-3. And then it was another all-out brawl. WTF was attacking and beating down the Bomaye Fight Club in the middle of the ring. Refs are trying to gain control. Security's coming out. Alex Kane comes out, and he is trying to save it. Instantly attacked by Matt Cardona from behind. And again, it's an all-out brawl. Security is back in the ring. The security is cleared out quite easily. Bomaye Fight Club is on their heels, and WTF is standing tall until Bomaye Fight Club slides right back in. They get everyone to leave the ring except for Cardona, and Alex Kane delivers a amazing German suplex to Cardona, sends him packing on his heels. And as the Bomaye Fight Club stands tall in the ring, and WTF is retreating on the ramp to leave the arena, what a fucking ending. And this is all leading a week into One Shot. Like, you can't build momentum like this right now. And MLW is just incredibly firing on all cylinders. There's no other way to talk about it. If you're listening to us and we've got you hooked on MLW, you're welcome. If you're listening to us and you're on the fence about MLW, give it a shot. You will not be disappointed. 1 hour a week of television, and it's entertaining as hell. And then you get these amazing pay-per-views included in your Fight Plus subscription every month. How can you not want to give MLW a chance? Honestly and truly, this match was incredible. Great way to end the show. Rob, what are your thoughts on it before we say our goodbyes?
Yeah, everything you just said, George. It was a Donnybrook, had some great spots. The agility of Mr. Thomas, like he rolled off of everybody and landed on his feet after that dive. It was incredible.
But the
Like,
dive was a corkscrew. He also did a corkscrew.
yeah, like it was wild. So kudos to Mr. Thomas. A dude your size should not be. And like he's lanky. Like he's got long limbs. You should not be that agile, bro. So and also you're a big dude, like you're jacked. Like the more muscle you have doesn't necessarily make you more agile. It's quite the contrary. So that was impressive. I was thoroughly impressed by that. The match itself, I felt like it was more of a storyline match to really build that.
Yeah, I didn't say. I just meant everything about the match was enjoyable. I like the.
Oh yeah,
but he got. I love the fact that Tom Lawlor was the one getting his ass beat more than anybody. I like the fact that Hammerstone showed his power, and I like the fact that we got to see Josh Bishop work, and I'm impressed by Bishop. And MSL on commentary is always a treat, but this is just firing on all cylinders right now. The creative at MLW is top tier, and it cannot. There's nobody competing with it right now. Don't get me wrong. WWE has the hottest ticket in town right now, especially with the CM Punk return and all that stuff, and that's great. And AEW, they're more going in a New Japan style of storytelling, and that's great. There's something for everybody everywhere. That's the great thing about wrestling. We're not shitting on anybody. We're not saying that MLW is doing better than WWE or AEW in terms of storytelling. What we're saying is that MLW is at the top of their game right now, and 2023, from one shot to now, these last 4 months have been incredible to watch, and I cannot wait to see what 2024 holds for MLW. It's going to be incredible. And kudos to the roster, kudos to the creative, kudos to the production team, kudos to Bet Online, kudos to everyone. Kudos to everyone. MLW is just phenomenal. So from the Rewind to MLW, thank you for giving us a chance to talk about your incredible product. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
See that?
Doesn't happen to me. What's going on? No.
You didn't hold it up long enough.
Oh, okay. Let me try.
Your little thumbs up on the screen.
Okay. I don't know. It's not going up. Don't stop that. Stop it. Stop it. All right. Guys, as always, I am your host, your boy, George Mackay. This is my PIC, the one and only Uncle Bobby B. All our links in the socials below. Don't forget to check out last week's episode, St. Jude's. Vote for, donate to those guys. Help those people out. Would you stop? It's distracting me. Please stop with a thumbs up. Thank you. All right, guys. Peace, love, and wrestling. We'll see you next week for our one-shot. Balloons are flying. I don't know what's happening. We'll see you next week for our one-shot fallout on Thursday, December 7th. And midweek, sometime next week, we will drop our prediction show. It'll be a quick one. But peace, love, and wrestling. We'll see you guys next week.
Adios.